so it's nice to end the last day of school acknowledging some of our student athletes and the wonderful accomplishments that they had. Along with our thespians and our artists, we were able to really have a normal-esque end of the year for our middle school, which was lovely. Throughout the ceremony, guests, we will take pictures, remain seated. We will make sure all of you get the pictures. We're going to take pictures with their leaders and their coaches, and I will send those off to you all so you can have some nice pictures after the ceremony. To start, I'm going to ask that Miss Donegan join me as she gives out. We had a mini open art studio option this winter. It was short and sweet, and it was really nice to hear Miss Donegan rave about her students, so join me on stage, Miss Donegan.
I am proud to present the Award of Artistic Excellence to an artist who thinks big and works hard to bring her artistic visions to life. Even though she was new to Open Studio this year, this artist came to the studio on day one with the ambitious plan to make an extra-large Bob Ross painting. She worked tirelessly, studying from this iconic artist to create a bold and striking landscape, paying special attention to color relationships, texture, and visible paint strokes. Each day she entered the studio eager to learn and improve, embodying the idea of a growth mindset. I have loved working with this student for 3 years now, watching her skills and creativity blossom. This student is kind, hardworking, and shows a tremendous amount of ambition and grit every single day. Maddie Fulmer, you are this year's winner of the Award of Artistic Excellence.
Wonderful. Next, we are going to ask Mr. Brooks to come on stage to hand out his Golden Wrench Awards for the tech crew.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you. So this year has been strange, but we made it. Yay, finally. So obviously we were not able to do a winter musical like we have traditionally done in the past, but that did not stop us. I want you to look up. If you see any theatrical light, anything that's currently on, shining brightly into my eyes, or anything that is hanging across the edge. This year, the middle school technical theater activity, they took every single lighting instrument down, cleaned it, maintenanced it, rehung it, and reprogrammed it back into the light board. I know you're probably thinking, well, that's not a big deal, but these are 6th graders and 7th graders and 8th graders. And there are adults that don't know how to turn the light board on. And these guys reprogrammed everything. So although they're not here, they're here in spirit. So if we can give them all a big round of applause, please. It was just so exciting, and they were thrilled, and I got clean lights now. But on to the winners. So our first winner goes to Linus. So Linus, come on down if you are in here. There he is. So Linus, this is bittersweet. I'm going to brag on you for 2 things. Number 1, you were a great asset to me in the technical theater activity. Because I was able to give you a team of people, and I knew they were going to be okay. You have great leadership abilities, which is what is something that I look for in the Golden Wrench Award. I do need to tell everyone that if you do not know this, Linus is a fantastic artist, and I know that I'm going to lose him to visual arts next year, but I'm okay with that because you are an outstanding and talented artist, and that's where your heart is, and that's where you belong. I firmly think you need to go up to Miss Adams, who teaches upper school AP art, and say, I need to be an AP as a freshman, because I don't know if you guys have seen it. It is outstanding. I would be lucky if you would join the after-school tech crew sometime, because we need an artist of your caliber, because you are unmatched on this campus right now. So congratulations for the Golden Wrench Award. I think we're going to stay over there real quick. I got one more award. All right. Go over, stand over there. All right. The next award goes to a young man who really took to this light board, and he just, it was like fish to water. I don't know how else to explain it. I was just like, just program this, and this. Thanks to a parent grant I got this year, I was able to turn every student's computer into a lighting console with this program, and this student just really, I mean, he, as a 7th grader, he just blew me out of the water. So Mason, come on up and get your Golden Wrench Award, buddy. Mason has been in the tech crew his 6th grade year and this year, and I'm hoping that you are doing it next year as well as the winter after-school activity. Thank you, sir.
So unfortunately, a couple of our coaches could not be here today, so I'm going to read some of the words that they had written about their teams and their award winners. The first set of awards I'm going to give out are for softball. So I was so excited to see we had 18 softball players this spring. They were so excited and energetic and smiling and had just a wonderful season from my side, just watching. So when I got to talk to the coaches and see how excited and how much energy these students gave our coaches, it made me remember this is why we have these sports. These students have found a niche or something brand new that they've hooked onto, and they just had a wonderful season. So on behalf of Coach Klein, this year for softball, we're giving out 3 Coaches Award winners. Our award winners always came to practice ready to work hard. They had positive attitudes and were very supportive of their teammates. Our first Coaches Award, given on behalf of Coach Klein, goes to Juliet Wade. Juliet was always one of the first players to practice. She was excited to learn and improve and was willing to play any position the team needed. She stepped up and did a great job pitching this year. I hope she continues to play next year, as she was a wonderful addition to our team. Juliet, thank you so much for an amazing year, and congratulations. Hang right there. Our next Coaches Award for softball goes to Gabby Langdon. Gabby was a quiet leader for our team. She came to practice, worked hard, set a great example for her team. Her work ethic led her to be a very strong fielder, and she played almost every inning at second base for us. Gabby's improvement over the season was remarkable to see, and I hope Gabby also continues as an 8th grader next year for us. Congratulations, Gabby. Our final Coaches Award goes to an 8th grader, Juliana Peretti. Juliana was one of the most vocal, encouraging, and positive players on the team this season. She was always calling out plays on defense, and no matter what happened, she had a positive and supportive attitude for all of her teammates. She stepped up this season and did a great job pitching and playing shortstop. I very much hope to see her next year in the upper school, as she will be a great addition to our team. Congratulations, Juliana. All right, next I'm going to call Coach Erin Nicholson Ortiz up to give our A and B tennis team awards out.
Hi there. How are you all? Ooh, it's very bright up here. So I'm a new parent at Bullis, but I'm also a tennis coach, and it was a great pleasure to get to be out there with all of the kids, and especially the boys' team. It was really exciting to have an actual season, as funky as it was, and I hope that in this year that was so strange and not normal, that being out there on the courts with their friends was just a little bit of almost normal, and they seemed to have a good time, so that was really great. The student who will receive the B Team Middle School Tennis Award definitely brought joy to the courts. He was always early, hitting with his buddies. He was ready to run, because I definitely made them run a lot. He's a soccer player, more than a tennis player, and so running, he loved it. And soccer gave him excellent footwork, and he was just naturally fast as a cheetah, so there was nothing that he couldn't track down. He was eager, passionate, full of positive attitude, and he was really very coachable. And I'm very happy to give this award to Simon Rubenstein. The next award goes to someone who is also a soccer player first. And this young man, interestingly, wasn't so fond of the warm-up running. In fact, he often chose to walk or sometimes took a long time tying shoes, things like that. His stroke technique was more custom than traditional, and he was pretty quiet. He even seemed a bit skeptical about the sport I was trying to teach him. However, over the weeks, I noticed how many questions he would pose about strategy, rules, and he kept asking to challenge more experienced players. And in the last week, he not only did challenge up and win, he earned a spot playing singles in our final competitive match against another school. And you guessed it, he won that match. So for his determination and his perseverance and his very go-get-it attitude, the A-Team Middle School Tennis Award goes to Ethan Robinson.
Wonderful. Next up, I'm going to ask Coach Balestri to join us with Boys Lacrosse Awards.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Last day of school, my favorite day of every school year. First of all, I know all the sports are here, and only 4 of my lacrosse players are here. But I just wanted to thank them and to let all of you know that for about 1 hour each day this spring, after this COVID hit us for the last 15 months, these boys brought out the best in each other and in myself. And I really want to thank them for allowing me to have an hour of joy 4 days a week, and thank you for letting us have athletics. It really was great to have that this year. I really enjoyed my players. I enjoyed the 1 hour. It was great. I have 4 awards to give. They're called the Silent Warrior Award. Our silent warrior is motivated by the desire to do the right thing at the right time. And these 4 boys did that consistently over the course of the entire year. So I have one for each grade. In the 6th grade, come on up, Grant Stevenson. Can I shake his hand and give it to him? So Grant was the youngest award winner that we have. As a 6th grader, he was the leader of that young group of smaller kids. If you don't know this, we didn't have an A and a B team. We had one team that all worked together. And fortunately or unfortunately, Grant had to play in the A games against the biggest kids, against the best teams. And not once did he complain. All he did was his job. Just silently did what he had to do. Didn't care how big the kid was he had to go against. He just played. He's got a very bright future. Thank you, Grant. Our next winner is another player in the 7th grade that didn't say much, but he asked a lot of questions, always asked about where should I go, how should we do this? And it was really great for him to ask those questions because I know that the other sixth graders and the seventh graders grade that he was in, they had the same questions, but he wasn't afraid to ask them and to be a leader on the team. And he also had to play in the A games against some of the best competition in the area. I'm looking for a lot in the future for this young man, Cooper Keel. Next award goes to an eighth grader. This eighth grader had been on the middle school lacrosse team since sixth grade, and he played different positions, but we didn't have a goalie this year. We had a really fine team, very good team. The team went, I want to say 6-1. We lost one game all year. And one of the problems that we had at the start of the season, we did not have a goalie. And to try to convince someone who's never played goalie to play goalie can be difficult at times. However, this young man stepped up, goes, I'll try it, I'll do it. And we worked with him, and when we played some of these other teams, they couldn't believe how good of a player that he was. We worked hard with him, but he worked hard. Not only did he work in school, he worked out of school, become a better goalie. Every day, where's Trey? Where are you, Trey? So Trey, to let you know, every day, he and I had a competition because I'd warm him up because he was the goalie. And it was 5 shots, correct? 5 shots every day. And the team had to decide, was I going to score 3 goals or was he going to make 3 saves? Every single day. And the team had to decide which side they're going to go to. If you picked my side and I scored 3, you won. If you lost, you had to run. So they had to run. But it seemed like they always picked Trey until the end of the year. But I didn't have the heart to tell Trey. The only reason I was scoring on him, I kept getting closer and closer to the goal because I couldn't score on it. I was really having a difficult time. And we played for a dessert also. We played for dessert at school. And I think it ended up tied, correct?
Well, it should have been 1, but I wasn't there.
Oh, well, one day he missed practice, and I had the competition anyway. And so, was that correct, right? You guys were there. So I won that day. That's not my fault. He didn't show up. Thank you. The final award winner has a very bright future at Bullis on the varsity program. He was, when we say silent warrior, he was silent. And I don't know what he was like in the classroom in the middle school. I teach in the upper school, so I'm really not sure how he was in the classroom. But on the field, he doesn't say much. All he does is find who the best player is on the other team, and he takes the other kid out of the game. He just is just overwhelming physically and mentally, is just so good of a player. He has a motor that never stops, but he never looks for recognition. Never is like, hey, I'm better than all of you. It's great that I can have Trey and Braden be leaders on the team, but not only that, they helped the 6th graders because we all practiced together, like I was saying, and they would help the 6th graders. They wouldn't say, oh, we're better than you. No, it was they all came together as like a little family at Thanksgiving. Yes, we battled and we argued, but they helped them. They didn't make fun of them. It was really great environment to be in. I'm really happy with the way they led the 8th graders and the way the 6th and 7th graders followed, because it does great things for us over the future on the boys' Bullis lacrosse program. So our silent warrior for 8th grade, Braden Sewer.
Thank you, Coach Blestry. Our next coach I'd like to call up is Coach Fajan, who will be handing out our middle school golf awards.
Okay, good morning. So this recent golf season wasn't the norm, as we were unable to compete against other schools, but it was truly a joy to be around such an enthusiastic group of athletes who were eager to learn skills and habits to becoming better golfers. So on behalf of the middle school golf coaches, Pat Kane, Sean Kane, and myself, who couldn't be here today, we will give 2 awards, the Coaches Award and the Leadership Award. I'll begin with our Coaches Award. This year's Coaches Award is going to one of our most skilled and determined athletes, Dylan Zakaria. Dylan, come on up. So I'll talk about Dylan while he makes his way up. What we love about Dylan is that he consistently shows up each day, excited to practice on the range and get on the course. Most importantly, he's eager to take his game to the next level. Whether it was 50 degrees and raining, incredibly windy, or 85 and sunny in a mask, all conditions experienced this season, Dylan never complained or let these factors hinder his excitement to hit the first tee. Dylan's experience, knowledge of the game, and developing skills are undeniable, and we remained impressed by his smooth and steady swing and his efforts each day. Dylan, Coach Kane wants to thank you for your commitment to the program and reminds you to continue practicing. He's excited to see your game go to the next level and is confident that you will help lead our program in the future. We look forward to seeing you back on the course next year. Congratulations. And next, I would like to present our Leadership Award. This year's Leadership Award goes to Miles Epstein. Come on up, Miles. So Miles is undoubtedly a skilled and experienced player, and he truly loves the game of golf, radiating enthusiasm, whether we are on the practice range or playing the course. His distance, direction, speed, accuracy, and his swing as a whole are highly impressive at this level. He even outdrives many adults I play with. Although, it's not Miles' skills or his experience with the game that has earned him the Leadership Award. It's something many might consider more important, his character. Miles shows up to golf each day with the most positive attitude. While eager to practice and improve his own game, he can often be found helping his less experienced teammates, whether it's simply a lesson at the ball dispenser machine, which we all know is very important, or truly helping one understand the basics of a golf swing. I've witnessed Miles gently step in to help his peers position themselves on the ball depending on the club they're using, demonstrating different grips, and discussing proper hip movement through a full swing. Miles is a kind and patient leader, teacher, and teammates, and his efforts were sincerely appreciated by his coaches this season. Miles, Coach Kane wants to thank you for your willingness to play the course as much as possible and your genuine sportsmanship throughout the season. He adds that you are an all-around great young man with a very bright future, and I couldn't agree more. Congratulations. Are you introducing me?
Thank you, Coach Fajan. I'm next going to ask for our track and field team to join me on the podium, Coach Franklin.
Good morning. My name is Coach Franklin. I've been working with middle school track and field for the last 3 years. I'm part of a coaching team, a trio of Coach Ali, and my husband is also one of the assistant coaches with the team, Coach Franklin. And you have to bear with me, this is my first time up here. I'm also a parent of a student of up-and-coming, a rising senior. She'll be a senior in the fall. Middle school track and field was comprised of students with various levels of talents and athleticism. They showed up mostly eager to get on the track and just run, do whatever it was that we had to do for the day. The more seasoned and talented athletes were very supportive and encouraging to their teammates, And we truly appreciate that because we did have a variety of level of student athletes this year. Some had never participated in any organized sports before. But in this shortened season, we were only able to get in one track meet, which went very well, and they did tremendously well, and we were very proud of them. But this year, we wanted to focus on several things. We wanted to spotlight several students that exemplified team spirit, dedication, hard work, and leadership in their own way. And we decided to give out two awards for Coaches Award and 2 Sportsmanship Awards. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to call everybody up here together. I'd like for Dylan to come up. Graydon. Zayna. And Daniel. Well, let's start with Miss Dillon here, since she's here right beside me. In the beginning, Dillon was very quiet. She didn't seem to know her place, as many students are who have never participated in track and field. But she was willing to try. From the day we selected field events, she chose the high jump. And my husband actually coached the high jump, and he was one of his favorite athletes. She became more engaged and gave her best at everything we did on the track, and we truly appreciate her efforts out there. Thank you, Dylan. Graydon, or as we called him, G for short, really impressed us. Graydon came to us with a slight challenge. He had his inhaler with him all the time, and I think because of that, he didn't try to really exert himself too much. Maybe because we didn't know whether he felt comfortable doing it, and we only encouraged him to do his best, the best that he could that he was out there. But when he first came, he hesitated to do much of anything, mainly because of the inhaler issue. We only asked that he do his best, and he did. He couldn't even run a complete lap initially when we got started. And he would come back and he says, well, I need my inhaler. And we say, okay, do your best, do your best. But by the time we finished track season, Graydon was running a whole lap without stopping. He wasn't coming back getting his inhaler. I mean, he has really grown a lot out there, and we are very proud of you, Graydon. Zayna and Dylan, really, they're like two of a kind. They were inseparable. What I said about Dylan really applies to Zayna as well. But Zayna definitely, she has a quiet force about herself. But we truly appreciate that when we got to our one track meet, her and Dylan were very excited about doing whatever. And they went over there and they did the high jump. And what Coach Frank wanted me to say to you guys was that when you came back excited that you didn't clear one height, he was he was very excited for you as well. But we know that Zayna has a lot in her. She has a lot of talent in her athletically. But it's going to take a little bit to pull it out. But don't be afraid to exert yourself. You have it in you, and we're very proud of you, Miss Zayna. Daniel was the ultimate, we considered him the ultimate teammate, the ultimate team player. He did whatever was asked of him. He never had questioned why we were doing anything. He just got on the track and he did it. What really impressed us about Daniel was that at our one track meet, I don't know, how many events did you run, Daniel? He ran about 4 or 5 events. Now, we only required them to do 3, maybe 4, but he stepped up and stepped in wherever person was needed to run an event. He supported his teammates by helping out, by filling in for them if they couldn't do an event, and we were very proud of you, Mr. Daniel. I think that's it.
Congratulations, guys. Yes, their last track meet, the last day of middle school sports, it was quite toasty, wearing dark navy blue shirts and shorts, but I had nothing but great reviews back, so thank you for, and Coach Franklin. Next up, I'd like Coach Smith to join me with our middle school baseball awards.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So I had the privilege this year of coaching the middle school baseball program, and it's interesting that we got a chance to do it this year, and which kind of flash back a little bit to March 2020, our favorite time of the last couple of years. Baseball was in full swing, 2 weeks of full practice in the books with a full schedule ahead of us, and all of a sudden, things changed. Even though the baseball team was ready to go, that's not how things played out for us, and it was my first time since 2009 not coaching baseball in the spring. So I had quite a bit of withdrawals going for the last year or so. So that made this year even more special. We were able to get back out on the field, play some games, have some competition, and we really had a great group of kids of all various skill levels that were out there with us. My first award is our Coaches Award. It goes to a player who is the ultimate teammate, the ultimate player, and probably one of the most coachable players I've ever had a chance to coach. Always willing to hustle, always willing to go here, go there, whatever you needed him to do, and just overall great baseball mind, which I love. And so that goes to Matt Chrisney. And my second award goes to a player that is very rare in the middle school, is to have this sort of baseball mind. Baseball is a game of short instances of action, filled in with small little intricacies that not everybody can notice or realize, and just from kind of the standard fan or whoever you are. This middle school student, this player, sees all those things and then some. Coach Duffy, who's our varsity coach, and I always talk about how his baseball IQ is higher than a lot of high school players at this point, maybe even college players. And so we're really excited to see what he does. I'll miss having him in my math class to talk about baseball, but that won't stop him. So the Mr. Baseball Award goes to Alex Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. So this year, I had the privilege of stepping in and being the developmental tennis team coach. I know very little about tennis, though I very much enjoy watching it. So I was lucky enough to have Aaron, who spoke earlier, give me some pointers. My group was extremely fun to work with and had energy galore. Many students were excited to get on the courts every day and play. I'm excited to give out a coach's award today to Kaylin Mendrada, who not only, come on up, Kaylin, who not only had the energy, but also did a lot of little things that I noticed that I'm not quite sure he saw, recognized he was doing, and I wanted to kind of acknowledge you for these things. So there's a lot of things that make student athletes very coachable and very successful in the long run. Early in April, I asked my group to pick up the tennis balls on the tennis court, and there are many, many scattered everywhere. Well, I was early. This is my first year coaching tennis, and I was not very specific about how many tennis balls everybody should pick up. So 2 tennis balls got picked up, and most people then sat down on the bench to get some water while we still had 50 tennis balls scattered everywhere. And I'm almost positive Kaylin doesn't remember this, but he stood out there, and he was the only one on the court with his tennis racket putting as many tennis balls as he could out there. So I acknowledged him. I said, thank you, Kalen. And one of his friends saw that, so he joined. 2 people saw 2 people were on the court. More joined. And then all of a sudden, I had the entire bench going to pick up whatever balls they could find that Kalen didn't pick up because they noticed someone was doing what they should have been doing the right thing. I learned very quickly after that, I should ask everybody to pick up 7 balls, 10 balls, fill your tennis racket up. But Kalen was the one that really prompted the rest of the team to recognize, wait, as a group, we need to clean up so we can keep going. I didn't ask him to. I said, pick up a ball. He could have picked up 1, but he did what he should have done and kept picking them all up. I noticed that. Your teammates then noticed that. Thank you, Kalen. Another day, I got a couple more. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Another day, someone came to the court who you could tell was having a rough day. We were doing some doubles that day, and I was like, oh no, who should I pair this other teammate up with? So first person that came to mind was Kalen. I knew he would have been supportive, willing to work with them, encouraging, and someone fun to play with. Now that other player left the court in a much better mood, and I'm 100% certain it was because of your attitude with him, working with this player, supporting them, encouraging them, having fun, and you guys actually were a very good doubles team that day. Thank you for that as well. There's a lot of other little things I saw you do. You were encouraging, you were supportive, you were energetic, you gave your entire energy, and that made a lot of people around you feel that, and then you could see their attitudes change throughout that practice or that day. Your tennis swing got much better as well. Kalen, for all these little things, thank you very much, and congratulations on your Coach's Award this year. As I go take a picture, I'm going to ask Miss King to join me for our Middle School Musical Award. So for all of our activities and sports, we were able to provide a program that looked pretty similar to normal. I will say, Miss King, of all of them, you were the most creative in figuring out a way to put on a wonderful performance this year. So for that, thank you, and come on up.
Yes, so this year's musical looked quite different. For starters, we couldn't sing on campus. We weren't on this stage, and we weren't even doing a regular show. We pitched the idea of doing a 5th through 12th grade musical review comprising of Broadway songs through the decades. We had 11 brave middle school students who decided to attempt this very experimental project with us, several who are here today winning other awards, yay. And it was a lot of work for our students. They had to record all of their vocals by themselves, at home, in small chunks, to be submitted through an electronic program called Smart Music. They had to learn choreography to be performed alone in front of a green screen, and then lip sync to their own vocal tracks. It was tedious, a little strange, and we weren't really sure how the whole thing was going to turn out. But one student showed up every single day with a smile on her face, eager to try new things, and submitted every single vocal track, including many redo requests from Mr. Johnson. And so we both agreed that our most valuable performer this year in our COVID-19 virtual middle school musical activity was Katie Morey. Katie, I can't wait to work with you again next year, hopefully just doing a regular old musical on this stage. Congratulations.
All right, last but certainly not least, I'm on behalf of Coach Anslone, I'm going to hand out awards for the girls lacrosse team. This was another program that I very much enjoyed watching games and talking to coaches after, so it's always very nice to see kind of what coaches saw behind the scenes and acknowledge these 3 young athletes. So on behalf of Coach Anslone, it's with joy and enthusiasm that I name the award recipients for this year's Bullis Middle School Girls Lacrosse team. Each of these players added great value to the team unit in practices and games. Each took on leadership roles of their own with kindness and positivity. Our first award winner goes to Reese Narcissenfeld. Reese, you always came to the field ready and with a smile on your face, even if we couldn't see it in your mask. You showed eagerness to learn new things and worked so well with every player on the field, no matter what skill level or what grade. You are a natural leader and athlete, and you have so much potential. I cannot wait to see what you will do next year. Congratulations. Our next valuable, they are all receiving middle school valuable player awards. So our next valuable player goes to Josie Shane. All right, Josie. So Josie, it's easy to see how being out on the field is one of your favorite places to be during the day. You two are so naturally athletic. You are a fast and quick learner to the game. I'm so glad to have you, even though I know you are a wonderful dancer as well. Stay focused on the game, keep up all that smart work, and I have no doubt you will dominate. I know you had tryouts recently, so I hope those went well as well. Congratulations, Josie. Our last valuable player will go to Bianca Rapoli. All right, there she is. Bianca, thank you for your dedication to this team and your attentiveness and perseverance during every game and practice. You are awesome with your stick skills, and you have a rock star shot. Your attentiveness and interest during film session was so awesome to see. You're becoming a very smart player. Lacrosse is clearly a passion of yours, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. I'm so excited to see what you do next year. Congratulations. Coach Anslone sends socially distanced hugs and high fives to you all. Congratulations on a great year, girls. Oh, stay here. In watching their last lacrosse game, we started off with 24 girls on the lacrosse roster that, every season injuries happen, absences, and so our last game, these 3 girls probably spent the whole time on the field, probably playing midfield for the most time, running back and forth the entire time in the heat, and they never gave up. So I was able to witness some of the wonderful things that Coach Anslone said about them. Normally, it's always lovely to hear these coaches speak in front of the entire middle school body because you hear repeated themes and trends of what coaches see. Skill is absolutely needed. However, it's all of these little extras that build a very coachable and successful player. So to all of you, congratulations on just a wonderful spring season. And I'm so excited to see either you next year in the upper school or back on the middle school field. So congratulations to you all, parents. You have wonderful, wonderful student athletes. We say student athlete because they do need to be strong students to be on that field. So thank you all for all of your support in this very strange year of can I go to games, can I not go to games, where is the live stream? I very much appreciate all of your support this year. To close out our ceremony, I'm going to ask Mr. Sullivan to come up on stage and finish us off with our almost end of the school year. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan.
Thank you, Ms. Wilcox. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you all here. Thanks for being here, parents. I wish the whole of the middle school was here to recognise your achievements. Students, thanks for all your efforts this year. Thanks to middle school AD, Ms. Wilcox, thank you. Thanks to all the coaches that are here and couldn't be here this morning. I know they have put in a huge amount this year, just as all of the students have too. And I was thinking on Sunday, I was driving by, it was absolutely boiling out, and I was driving by a field, and there was little kids out there, and there was lots of parents. It was 3-on-3, it was about 95 degrees, and I was thinking back to those days with my own children. Frankly, I was thinking about how glad I am that I've moved on beyond that, but I was thinking about all of you parents throughout the years that have supported your kids, not only here at school, but all the 3-on-3, the stuff that through the elementary school, the private lessons. So parents, thanks so much to all of you as well for your efforts over the years. And one last thing I wanted to say, and this will sound rather random. 2 years ago, Bullis took in 12 seniors. 12 new seniors came to the school. And that's an extraordinary number, even though we've got quite a large upper school. And that was really concerning to me as a sort of prospective head of school. That was really worrying to me because it spoke to the lack of opportunities for kids coming up from our middle school. And so this year, we are taking just one senior. And the reason that that's important to all of you students sitting here that are going to hopefully go up into our upper school is there will be opportunities for you. Through the strategic planning process that we're doing, we're making sure that there's going to be plenty of opportunities for those of you that just want to play recreational sports. Some of you, I heard it right there, athletes, but also dancers. You know, some of you are going to want to have different opportunities, and you might want to just play recreational sport, or you want to play really competitive elite sport. And we know we can do that here at Bullis too. And if you choose to do that, you're going to be developed through the middle school, and then you're going to have opportunities in the upper school, because we're not just going to bring in people in the 12th grade to take those spots. There will still be kids coming in. So in our 9th grade this year, we've got, as I said to the 8th grade yesterday, we've got 79 current 8th graders. 73 of you are coming up, maybe 74. I hope it'll be 74. And we're bringing in, I can't remember the exact number, I think it's 60 new 9th graders, by the way, all of whom it's their first choice to come here. So there will be new kids coming in, but you are going to have opportunities in our upper school, and that is, I think, really important. So let's enjoy the last day. Coach Balestri talked about this being his favourite day of the summer. It just spreads out in front of us beautifully, you know. And then once it starts, you're sort of counting off until September the 1st. But enjoy the summer. Thanks for all your efforts, coaches, teachers, Dr. Marina. Thanks so much.
So students, if you would come up to the stage, we are going to kind of put you guys in the middle, take a very quick picture, and then I'll get you back to your C block classes. So come on up, everyone.